man went through. Soldiers went through this, make this country as great as it is.
And this was a great surprise.
The timing was perfect. I thank God for Roger. I thank God for Eileen for doing all her hard work. And I thank Channel 2 News for making this possible.
Working for you, Scott Walchek, Fox 2 News.
The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a local man accused of using AI to create disturbing photos now facing federal charges.
He allegedly made nude images of a woman from another state and then stalked her online. Fox 2's Jessica Dupnack has been following this story for quite some time, and she joins us live with the latest. Jess.
Taryn and Roop, this is a big day for that social media influencer. Her name is Ann Blodgett. She's from Oregon. And when we caught up with her back in March, she was going through just an absolutely awful time. As you guys said, she said that someone was sliding into her DMs and then making pornographic images using AI. So the body was not hers, the positions were not her, but it was her face. And he was allegedly using them to sextort her. Take a look at this picture. This is 36-year-old Josh Stillman. He was arrested by the FBI on Tuesday at his Commerce Township home. He's charged with cyber stalking and interstate threats to extort. It started with those messages that the content creator Ann received. When she didn't respond, she says his intensity and those threats escalated, culminating in sexual assault threats. And then he sent her that cache of AI-generated nude photos. Now, she publicly outed them back in the spring to her 100,000 followers. And then she reported this to FBI and has been working closely with them. We talked to Ann earlier today, and this is what she had to say. She released a statement to us saying, "I'm deeply grateful to the FBI for treating this with the seriousness it deserves. Since speaking publicly about the situation on my social media platform, I've received many messages from women who have experienced similar harassment. Their stories are a powerful reminder of how widespread and deeply damaging this problem is. Their solidarity has been incredibly moving and has helped me feel less alone during this process." Now, you heard Ann there allude to the fact that there are other potential victims out there. The federal court documents, they allude the same. Now, it's unclear if there will be more charges, and we do know that Josh Stillman is out on bond as this case moves forward. Reporting live, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Well, Jessica, you just did a story about AI images yesterday. I mean, there seems like there needs to be some sort of mechanism in place so they can prove what's real, what's not, or at least get rid of them.
Yeah, Taryn, especially with this revenge porn and some of the AI-generated pornographic images, the state is taking it very seriously. And you see the feds take on a case like this. I can't say that a couple years ago that they would have chased something down like this. And now we're looking at some very serious charges and maybe more to come.
Well, we hope so, because these people need to be, I guess, taught a lesson, or a precedent needs to be set so this doesn't happen and continue to happen. Thanks, Jessica. All right, let's talk about our weather. Chance of rain, or rain that seems to fall, keeps coming. Possibility for the next couple of days.
No, I mean, it's like a broken record. The last 2 hours we've been talking about how rain is on the way. Rich, when are we getting this next bout?
I got the remote. You want to come over to the weather?
Go over.
You don't want that, Rich. You don't want that.
Talk and walking the walk.
Oh, God.
Sure are. You know, there were some showers today. Parts of Livingston and Washtenaw counties had some brief heavy downpours. Notice some clusters of showers that were coming at us earlier have fizzled, but now up around Saginaw, some showers. Clearly, there's some steady rains central Indiana and central Illinois. On SkyTracker, you got to look north of Flint to find some of these showers up into the Thumb region. But some of the computer models are blossoming up showers just before sunrise. So keep that in mind. 5, 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, we may be dealing with some wet weather. How about the daytime highs today? 76 here, 73 as far north as Ludington, even Escanaba, 71 degrees. Here are the numbers at the airport, 76 and 61, a few degrees above where we should be. There are the records, 91 on the high side, 29 way back in 1974. That's awfully cold. There's your sunset. Boy, it's getting earlier now, 7:28. Numbers show a lot of us in the middle range of the 60s. Not much of a breeze out there. In fact, the light winds are giving rise to some fog once again. This is the visibility chart. Notice around Howell in Livingston County, visibility down to a mile. That's clouds with fog mixed in. 5 miles visibility up in Port Huron. So we're going to see more fog develop through the overnight. 63 Traverse City and in Coldwater, 64 for the thumb, 60 degrees up there in Alpena. You know, the overall pattern of the atmosphere doesn't change a lot in the next 36 hours. We're going to have weak low pressure move along this old boundary. There it is. By Thursday night and Friday morning, it is long gone. So the best chance for some wet weather will be tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. It will not be steady, heavy rains, but we'll see more activity tomorrow than what we've had the last couple of days. Here's our forecast for the rest of tonight. Areas of fog, not all that cold. 63 is the overnight low on average. Tomorrow will be damp at times, 72 for the high. We keep saying it, we need some rain. Tomorrow we're going to get some rain, some lingering showers on Thursday. Then look at the big change for the upcoming weekend. It's going to get warmer. Things are going to dry out. How about 80 degrees on Saturday? Look at Sunday and Monday, 77. So it keeps on keeping on. I don't hear many complaints out there. We're going to show you the app. Remember, you can always check the latest forecast. It's there for you in the Fox 2 Weather app. You can download it for free in the App Store or in Google Play. Roop, over to you.
All right, Rich, thank you. On Capitol Hill, time is ticking for Democrats and Republicans to agree on that spending bill and avoid a government shutdown. Last week, House Republicans passed a short-term bill to keep the government open, but Senate Democrats blocked it. In the meantime, President Trump has nixed a Thursday meeting with top Democrats, calling their demands unserious. The deadline is October 1st. Meantime, Michigan is also facing a government shutdown if lawmakers here don't pass a budget.
If that happens, many services we all use will be paused or stopped altogether, ultimately altering our everyday lives. Fox News' Dave Spencer joining us live with more on what that could look like. Dave.
Yeah, there's a lot of things at risk at a local level if the government wants to shut down. Now, I did speak with some local state reps along with the governor's office who says there's optimism here that they could avoid all of this talk of a shutdown. But keep in mind, they've been at this since June trying to get this state budget passed, and so far no luck. So this is far from a done deal. They have until October 1st. And here's what services could potentially come to a stop. We're talking road construction. You know, the work being done on 696 and other major projects around town. Ironically, House Republicans say their plan would increase funding for road work. But again, if government shuts down, so does the work. We're also talking the state liquor commission would close. A letter did go out to restaurant and bar owners telling them to hurry up and stock up on the liquor in the event of a stoppage. Otherwise, they could risk running out of inventory. School funding could also stop flowing to districts, impacting programs and other essential operations until a budget gets passed. The same could be said for the lottery, the Secretary of State, state parks. Hunting season is right around the corner, and those licenses could be in jeopardy. However, there is hope all of this can be avoided.
We don't want to see that. That's not what we're trying to do. And so we're going to continue to work really hard. And you look at our team in the House, we're meeting bipartisan meetings almost every hour of the day, it seems like, weekends. And we've been doing this for months as well. So the conversations are being had. You know, it's a slow process, but we're trying to get through it just as quickly as possible.
So what could we do as taxpayers, as voters? Well, the same thing we always could do. We could contact our state lawmakers and tell them that we don't want this shutdown, and here are the essential programs we want to see funded in that state budget. And if they don't listen, well, then we could express our opinion at the ballot box come November. Reporting live tonight, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
Yeah, governors generally have a little bit of leeway here when if they see a shutdown looming like this, they prepare the state in some way. Is Governor Whitmer talking about preparing in any way to make sure that we're fiscally funding the programs that are most critical to Michigan people?
Yeah. Let's hope so, right? Because we've seen this path before back in 2007 and 2009 where we didn't get to the budget and we only lasted a few hours before that deal was reached. They're going to be meeting. Full sessions are on the docket from now until the end of the month. So hopefully all of this is just posturing, political posturing, and we could avoid this shutdown altogether.
Yeah, let's hope they get a deal done soon here. Dave Spencer for us live tonight. Thank you.
An early morning crash on I-96 leaves 2 people dead. It happened around 2 a.m. on eastbound 96 near Beck. Police say a 30-year-old woman from California had broken down in the left lane during a problem with one of her tires. She got out to look at it, and when she got back inside her car, she was rear-ended by a woman from Westland. Both vehicles caught fire and both drivers died. Police want to emphasize that you should always stay in your car at all times during an emergency.
Get in a crash anywhere and you shouldn't get out of the car, because what happens is a lot of people get out there and get so distracted about what's going on, trying to call their insurance company and stuff like that, and you start wandering into the lanes of traffic. Freeway is the most dangerous because you get hit by a car at 70 plus, you're going to die. You're dead.
State police say drivers should call 911 instead so police can come help you with an emergency.
A disturbing incident of domestic violence in Frenchtown Township. A man is accused of assaulting his fiance's 11-year-old daughter and dragging her down the street. It happened Monday evening in the Elizabeth Woods Mobile Home Park. When Monroe County deputies got there, the man refused to cooperate. Deputies were forced to use a taser on the suspect. He was then arrested.
I believe that officer showed as much mercy as he could to that man before he took action.
It's a challenge, right? Because you don't want to traumatize the victim any more than they're already traumatized. You want to put an end to the situation safely and efficiently without causing more harm to anybody.
The suspect is awaiting charges. Police believe mental health may have played a factor. Well, what's behind today's escalator malfunction at the United Nations? The president and the first lady forced to walk up it. We'll take a closer look next. Centers in the state of Michigan could be placed in Howell Township.
Township officials are considering the proposal, but it's sparking a lot of backlash from residents. The data center would be one of the tech company's latest artificial intelligence computing facilities. It's estimated to bring in a whopping $20 to $30 million in annual tax revenue. And tonight, hundreds of residents voiced their concerns. The meeting was so big, it had to be moved to Howell High School.
We need truthful information about how this will affect the aquifer and our personal wells. We want to know about the energy use and why this has become so expensive for other communities that have allowed these data centers.
These big tech companies don't care about our community. They don't care about us. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about their employees. They don't care about how much power they use. They don't care about how much water they use. They don't care about the effects that it affects on the environment.
Officials are hoping for more transparency about the project's impacts before making a final decision.
I don't know who came and closed it, but
you lost your house, though.
Yeah, I lost my place. Yeah.
Tough day for a lot of people. A Southwest Detroit man who you just saw there says he'll be searching for a shelter to sleep in tonight after he was kicked out of the historic hotel he was living in. Detroit is shutting down Hotel Yorba on West Lafayette and Hubbard due to safety concerns. The building was built in 1926, becoming famous by a white striped song sharing the hotel's name. We're told the owner died and the hotel is up for sale with a whopping asking price of more than $2 million. A man is found guilty of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump.
And a grim scene unfolded today after the verdict was read. Ryan Ruth attempted to stab himself in the neck with a pen before being restrained by 4 U.S. Marshals. Ruth was found guilty on 5 federal counts. Prosecutors say he tried to assassinate President Trump at a Florida golf course last year. Ruth represented himself in court. He faces life in prison when he's sentenced in December.
President Trump delivering a stern message to the UN General Assembly.
The blunt and pointed speech calling for countries around the world to step it up. Fox's Eric Shawn has more now from New York.
It's time to end the failed experiment of open borders. You have to end it now. Let's see, I can tell you. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
He was blunt and direct, chastising world leaders and the United Nations itself in a way that no U.S. president has ever done before. President Donald Trump telling international diplomats to their faces that they have failed to address a variety of global issues, from ending wars to illegal immigration.
The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them.
He called for abolishing biological weapons, vowed Iran will never build a nuclear bomb, and called for a ceasefire in Gaza, demanding Hamas release the remaining hostages, believed to be a total of 48, but only 20 who are still alive. And he slammed the General Assembly push, demanding Palestinian statehood.
Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities.
On the Ukraine war, he criticized India and China and some European nations for helping fund it by continuing to purchase Russian oil.
Even NATO countries have not cut off much Russian energy and Russian energy products, which, as you know, I found out about 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't happy.
During his meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, the president said that NATO countries should shoot down Russian warplanes that enter their airspace. This after there was an incursion over Estonia, which is a NATO country. At the United Nations, I'm Eric Shawn, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a blooper while the cameras were rolling as President Trump made his way to the UN General Assembly. President Trump and the First Lady arrived and then hopped onto the escalator, and, you know, it suddenly stopped. The President and First Lady were confused for a moment before they just simply walked up the stalled escalator. Trump later joked of the incident during his speech to the UN after his teleprompter also failed.
Well, just days ago in London, the Times reported UN staff had joked they would turn off the escalator and tell President Trump they ran out of cash. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt posted on X saying whoever did this should be fired. But a UN official says someone from Trump's party ran ahead of him and inadvertently triggered the stop mechanism on the escalator. Well, an unlikely duo going viral on social media.
It's a cat and a coyote strolling through the neighborhood. Take a look.
Somebody better get their cat. It's following this coyote around.
That's a pretty healthy cat, too. The encounter was caught on camera outside of Las Vegas. A woman says the cat was following the coyote, and this comes as there's more coyote sightings across the Vegas area. Some online wonder if the coyote was trying to befriend the cat or perhaps had a more sinister motive.
That only exists in a make-believe world. My guess is that the cat is just being protective of his little territory or hers, and doesn't like the big canine being there.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, exactly.
The Department of Wildlife official went on to say that the cat's arched back and fluffed fur indicates a defensive posture. And as for why the coyote didn't try to scare off the cat, he says it looks like the young coyote hasn't quite figured that out yet, or knew the camera was watching.
Or he wanted the cat to come his way so he could have some lunch.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah.
He might have some buddies waiting off somewhere.
He could. A corner filled with a bunch of coyotes. Come over here.
We'll just leave the video right there with a happy ending.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, coming up in sports, Tigers, man, they just need a win so badly. Look good for a minute tonight, maybe even 5.5 innings in Cleveland. Riley Green with a big shot right here. We'll get you the rest of the story when we come back. Rich?
And Dan, a couple of showers now developing over northern Ohio, moving up in our general direction. So we will see showers late tonight with some areas of fog. And then tomorrow and again Thursday, some more unsettled weather, but looking great into the weekend. A full check at 4 a.m.
You can